The greatest pedophile known to man. This is David. I have a new video camera. I think the wide angle is better. Maybe the pixels are better, more, I don't know. This is my first video. It's basically November 30th, 2024. And I'm going to do a video that compiles all of my feelings to date on the Mormon Church. Why do I call the Mormon Church the greatest pedophile ever known? Now, a couple of reasons for that, and I'm going to go into them. I've been on my AI. I have GPT-4. I've got Gemini. I've got Alexa. I've got Siri, etc. I've been doing a little research this morning, again, on the Mormon Church. You know, I was a member of that cult. That's a kind name. I'm going to come on strong in this video because I've had a lot of time to think. I'm 77 years old. I have 14 children. I've been married in the Mormon temples 3 times. Once in Manti, once in Salt Lake, one in Washington, D.C. I've married 2 returned missionaries. I have a couple of children that went on missions. I had 4 years of seminary. I had 4 years of BYU. I've been in elders quorum presidencies. I've been in one state presidency for a short time in Hartford, Connecticut. I was a temple worker at the Los Angeles temple, veil worker, for over a year. So, you know, I know a lot about health in the navel, marrow in the bones, strength in the loins and in the sinews, power in the priesthood, be upon me and upon my posterity through all generations of time and throughout all eternity. Those are the words of the biggest pedophile in the history of this world. Now, that's a pretty big statement. We've had a lot of Napoleons. We've had a lot of Hitlers. We've had a lot of creatures and organizations that have been atrocities, absolute atrocities in the history of Urantia, the earth. I have seen now with my own eyes and my own ears, my own judgment, my own education, my own experience, my own wisdom. My father was a pedophile. Yeah. Humiliated me, embarrassed me. For many years I felt, is it genetic? Is my penis going to jump out of my pants and chase little children? I had to grow up. I had to get some experience, some education, some wisdom. He abused my sister. He was an elder in the Mormon Church. He was what they used to call the Sunday school superintendent. He couldn't supervise his own penis. Snuck into my sister's bedroom for a couple of years. I didn't get the details. I don't know if he was screwing her. I don't know if he was finger fucking her. I don't know if he was coming on her face. I don't know if basically she was giving him a blowjob. But I do know one thing. He shouldn't have been in there. I know one thing. He shouldn't have been in there. Integrity is what a man does when nobody will know. Well, I've had to live with that. I'm 77 now. And he molested my sister. My mother divorced his ass. She probably should have done a Lorena Babbitt on his penis. Look it up. I can't explain everything to this younger generation. He went off and married Diana in Colorado. We used to live in California when he was fucking my sister. So he went to Colorado. Still a good member of the Mormon Church. Church did zero. Me, Debbie, my mother went over to the local bishop in Ojai, California, and said, hey, his dick is on his daughter. Well, that's the Mormon response to child molestation. Has been historically, continues to be. So I'm going to speak very directly. I think anger is the right word. I'm not frustrated, I'm angry. So he moves to Colorado, my father, marries fat Diana, and Diana had a 10-year-old girl, Dee Dee, and found my father's new wife sitting on the couch one day crying, and I said, Diana, why are you crying? She says, well, your father might get excommunicated from the Mormon church. And I thought, oh my gosh, how is that? What's going on? Said, well, he was holding early morning seminary. Deception. Perfect. The Mormon church is absolutely perfect in deception. Sleight of hand, magic underwear, 8-ball, seances, health of the navel, pale ale. They're perfect. So I said, well, Diana, what did he do? He said, well, he was holding early morning seminary. See, it's always behind the guise of religion. I don't know what it is. Penises always hide behind the guise of religion. And he was bringing Dee Dee downstairs early in the morning before she went to school and was teaching her the gospel. I am pissed. Now that this is coming out of me in my old age, 77 years old, and what I've seen the Mormon church do as the greatest pedophile ever known to man, I'm going to speak up. I said, well, what happened? She said, well, I opened the bathroom door downstairs, and your dad and Dee Dee were masturbating each other. I said, oh. Then she said, well, the church said they might not excommunicate him. Oh, why not? Well, this is his first time, and they think that they may not excommunicate him because this is his first time. I knew it wasn't his first time. I was naive. I was stupid. I was a child. I must have been, 30 years old. A child, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Because I was raised in that cult. And well, I had 10 seconds to think about integrity. Should I say, gee, this is my father, blood is thicker than, wine? Blood thicker than water? I don't know, blood's not that thick to me. Should I defend my father? Should I shut my mouth? Shall I hide like the Mormon church hides behind facts, figures, the way they treat people? Should I hide or should I stand up? I stood up. And I said, Diana, it's not his first time. He was fucking my sister for 2 years. When she told that to my father, he never spoke to me again. And you know what? The Mormon church never excommunicated. The Mormon church never given any discipline. No probation, no excommunication, no nothing. 2 girls now. Then I found out in the community there were other girls, little girls in the community. I found out later when I was at BYU. Then I heard, through the grapevine, he had opened a daycare center up in Topeka, Kansas. Well, these pedophile organizations and these pedophiles that run them and the net that brings in the pedophiles, I said, no, I have integrity. I called child care licensing in Topeka, Kansas, I told him who I was. I gave him his name. And I said, he's been fucking every little child on the face of the earth. You think you ought to have a daycare license? And they said, no. They canceled his license. Now, he was a good man in most of his other characteristics. He was never unemployed. He supported us. He took us to school. He gave us food, clothing, medical, dental, transportation. He was a good man that had a serious character flaw that, to me, has overwhelmed who this creature really is. He's not 100% evil. I'm going to say he's 99%. Principle. So, I've had a little bit of experience having a father who's a pedophile, who takes advantage of people that are young, that are naive, that are stupid, that are inexperienced, that want to look up and worship a leader, a husband, a father, a church. They want to be looking up to goodness and righteousness. I'm upset. I'm very upset today because when you take advantage of another creature, I'm even going to expand it to the environment, trees, grass, rivers, oceans, whatever. Living things, when you take advantage of them and you ruin them, you destroy them, and you use them for your own pleasure and your own desires, it's evil. I wish there was a stronger word. I wish there was a stronger word than evil. It's worse than evil, but in English, I don't think we have another word that is stronger than evil. Well, I lived with my father being a pedophile for my whole life. I'm 77. I'm living it right now. I'm having to divulge it to millions of people right now. The ripple effect. His behavior has the ripple effect. Goes on for eternity. Just like the Mormon church. Everything it does has a ripple effect. So, my life has gone on. I had a brother. Shit. I hoped he was adopted, but I couldn't prove it. You know, I wish that I was adopted by my father, but, again, I didn't want to be genetically related to a pedophile. And I don't want to be genetically related to my brother, Randy. He's a couple of years younger than I am. You know where Randy is today? Do you know where my brother, 75 years old, is today? I was on AI, GPT-4, and Gemini today was telling me where my brother is. He's in what's called the Bureau of Immigration Detention Center in Manila in the Philippines. He's a returned missionary. Went on a mission for the Mormon church. The huge pedophile has little pedophiles everywhere. They multiply. They congregate. They go, oh, this is pedophile territory. Let me take advantage of this little person. Let me take advantage of this creature that doesn't understand, doesn't know, and I have a lollipop or I have a candy bar, and come over here, little child, and let me fuck you. Not just physically fuck you, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, financially. Let me put a trigger and a damage to a section of your brain that's never going to go away. You're going to remember me forever, you lucky little thing. So, my brother goes to the Philippines, and he decides that's where he wants to retire. I was doing survey to the barn for 12, 13 years, and he would get on the internet and say, hey, brother David. Yes, evil Randy. Well, David, I'm screwing little 12-year-old girls here, and there's a couple of them that are sisters, and I got to screw them together. I I said, God, Randy, I don't think that's right. Oh, it's right. Joseph Smith did it. Why shouldn't I be able to do it? Good Lord. If this isn't a mental clusterfuck, I don't know what it is. I don't know where these people come from. And I know that they're being nurtured and nourished from the cult, the greatest pedophile ever created, the Mormon Church. So I said to him, Randy, listen, you're there for 21 years without a visa. You've overstayed. You have set up illegal, supposed helping the poor. Does this sound like the Mormon Church? He's helping the poor. Send him money and he'll throw a few crumbs to the dilapidated children in the Philippines. Oh, but before he sends all of that money, like the Mormon Church, to the Philippines, he's going to give himself a stipend. Mormon leaders pushing $200,000 a year. Stipends, free education, free 401, free retirement, free everything, transportation, housing, medical, dental. My brother looked at the Mormon Church and goes, shit, that's a good idea. Birds of a feather do flock together. So he was getting money coming to him from donating people like me and the rest of you stupid people that gave our money and tithing to the Mormon Church. We did it because we thought they were going to give all of that money to the poor and we were going to be helping. They didn't. The authorities of the Mormon Church became wealthy on my tithing and your tithing. My brother Randy in the Philippines, he became wealthy. He got to screw little girls like Joseph Smith. He got to get donations from people who think he's doing good things. The Mormon Church only had 1% of its income taken for the charity part of their organization. 99% of their money went to stocks, bonds, land, investments, Cadillacs, Learjets, etc. Largest landholder in the United States, the Mormon Church. Here's where your tithing and my tithing money went. So Randy goes, well, I'm going to pay myself a little stipend. The Mormon guys do it. The authorities, Nelson, which this will be dated, the president of the church today, is 100 years old. You think he'd be smarter in 100 years of existing here than he is. So Randy decided, well, I'm going to buy, with the donated money, air conditioning in the Philippines because I deserve it. Just like Monson and Hinckley. Well, I'm going to buy a mall because I deserve it. I'm going to take that tithing money and I'm going to build a Jesus mall and condominiums with your money that's supposed to go to hungry people. So he buys his freezers, he buys his internet, he buys his TV, he buys his air conditioning. He buys and buys, and then he throws a crust of bread to the people living under the bridge in the squatters' camp in the Philippines. And he thinks he's a good man. I saw with my own eyes the flood in Haiti. The Mormon Church went in there and go, oh, Haiti, you have this terrible situation. Let us help you. Haitians said, good. We don't have any houses anymore. They all went away in the typhoon, flood, hurricane. Well, we're the Mormon Church. We're going to help you out. It's not like my brother Randy. Every time they say, we're going to help you out, sit down, hold on to your damn wallet, put a seatbelt on, and get ready to have your life ruined. So, I saw. I think it was 4 2x4s. It might have been more. They could have been more generous. I don't know. But I saw with my own eyes 4 or 5 2x4s that they gave those Haitian families that lost everything, and a couple of pieces of tin to be a roof on 4 2x4s. And the Mormon church said, "We build you a new home. We're using the tithing money of the stupid people that donated billions." I've seen the number now. 230 to 250 billion. Not million, billion. The richest church ever on the face of the earth. It's a pedophile. The greatest pedophile ever born. It's now growing into maturity. I hope you and I behead it eventually. So, anyway, Randy always had 15, 16-year-old girls living with him because they were so poor in the Philippines. He took advantage of that. They were hungry. Those girls and their families were hungry. And like the Mormon church, Randy waves the flag. Waves the Moroni flag. Let me help you out. Yeah. The Mormon church taught Randy, taught my dad, real well. Real well. So, Randy decides to get on social media and shows all these little children all of this grooming that he learned from the Mormon church. They're perfect groomers. He finally, short story short, got his ass arrested in the Philippines. He's now in the Bureau of Immigration Detention Center in the Philippines. I think it was made, the numbers aren't correct, I think it was made to hold like 300 people. I think there's 3,000 there. Sleeps on the floor in the dirt. Can't speak the language. The food is rotten, rats, cockroaches, no air conditioning, no basic running water, and if you get sick, you die. There's no medical, there's no nothing. Does he deserve that? I'm not a judge. All I can look is with my eyes. I would say he had plenty of warnings. He had character taught to him. He decided, just like the Mormon church, I'm going to look out for me. Fuck the rest of the world. I'm going to look out for me. Fuck the rest of the world. Do I hear the echoing of Joseph Smith speaking? Do I hear the echoing of Brigham Young speaking? Do I hear the echoing of Wilford Woodruff? Oh, we're not going to do polygamy anymore, and then seals himself and several others more polygamous wives after he lied to the federal government. Do I hear Hinckley, the Hinkster, paying Hoffman over $1 million for falsified documents? He took your tithing money, and the Lord Jesus said to him, you're the prophet, I'm going to inspire you, buy the salamander letter or buy these documents. They were false. The prophet wasted your money again there. Did he say, gee, I'm sorry, gee, I'm going to take it out of my stipend money and pay the church back? Gee. Well, Hoffman went to prison. He killed 1 or 2 people. He's in jail. Hinckley came out smelling like a rose. And then Hinckley said, well, Beneficial Life Insurance Company is a private entity, and it's owned by us, but we had Monson run it, and he's a asshat. He ran it into the ground. It went bankrupt. Why don't we just pay off all of the debts and loans of the church to the Beneficial Life Insurance Corporation? So, again, I look back and I see these situations, and basically, I said to my brother Randy, you're getting pretty much what you deserve. You earned it. My dad earned it. Now, back to pedophiles. the principle of pedophilia. Superior knowledge, superior income, superior, going to the innocent, going to the uneducated, to the innocent, the blind, the handicapped, the young, the children. I hated Boy Scouts. I'll tell you why I hated Boy Scouts. I was growing up in the church in Ojai, California. I didn't want to walk on trees and limbs, build fires, be in a tent. I didn't want to be out with the priesthood, the priesthood. But I never heard that word from Christ. From Christ's mouth, I never heard the word priesthood. But the Mormon church, authority, original authority. We're restoring what Christ, they're hiding behind the man behind the curtain. Don't pay any attention. So, Hinckley ripped off, Monson ripped off, Nelson ripped off, Holland is a total liar. They put electrodes on penises when I was at BYU, when he was the president of BYU. Allen Oaks, Holland. They tortured, and some of those men committed suicide because of the way the Mormon church treated them. Now, I go on a few more years of my life. I have a son. His name is David. I named him after me. He's my oldest son. I get a call. He said, Dad, I need some help. And I said, oh, really? What kind of help do you need? He said, well, I have 5 felony counts of child molestation filed against me, and I have a criminal trial coming up in Idaho. I'd like you to help me with the legal part of my defense. I said, David, when you were growing up, and I was watching you with your family and your children, the way you conducted yourself with your daughters, didn't I say to you, that's not appropriate, son. Don't do that shit. That's not right. That's not right. But see, these pedophiles, the huge pedophile, the Mormon church, and these little pedophiles that congregate out of the Mormon church, they don't listen. They know it all. They know everything. They know one thing, how to be selfish, self-centered, take advantage. I have to interrupt because my phone's picked up automatically. Hello, this is David. I'm on the video. Who's calling? Hey Siri, hang up.
Okay.
These pedophile mentality are the most evil things that have ever been created. More evil than Satan. Yeah, Satan is pretty evil. But I think Satan has created something that is even more evil than Satan. Yeah, Satan's a liar, a cheater, a thief, deceptive, he's this and he's that. But I don't know if he's a pedophile. I think a pedophile is maybe below satanic behavior. So, I worked to give my son the best defense that I could. But his 2 daughters got on the stand and said, Dad was inappropriate. He touched us, the things he said, the things he did. He took advantage of us. Well, he's got a 5 to 15-year penitentiary in the state of Idaho, state prison, for what he did. He was convicted. When I look at the life and the behaviors of Joseph Smith, AI told me, I didn't know this until this morning, AI said that Helen Mar Kimball, his 14-year-old wife, the pedophile 14-year-old wife, had a child. I didn't know that. At 15, she had a child with Joseph Smith. I can't remember the man's name, but you can go on AI and look for yourself. I don't have to make this shit up. God. I couldn't make this shit up. I'm not creative enough to come up with this kind of a clusterfuck that this pedophile organization is, and how it grooms and breeds more pedophiles. The Boy Scouts. Well, for years and years and years, the Young Men's Association, the Scout Master of the wards that I was in and are all over the United States, would go on camping trips, jamborees. And at night they'd go into the tents and jack off the boys. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to even be close to that. I didn't even want to be around that. Oh, but the little pedophiles said, oh, no, we never did that. We didn't get excommunicated. Those are just rumors. Those are just rumors. Our hands are always sticky, right? So, what did the Mormon Church do? Same thing they did with Dee Dee. Same thing they did with my sister Debbie. Swept it under the carpet. The pedophile covers for other pedophiles. They have no moral turpitude. I think that's the right word. They are evil, evil, evil to the core. They protect each other, they lie, they cheat, they steal, and the only thing they're interested in is themselves. So, I've had a little bit of experience and background knowing pedophiles and how they operate, how they work. Little Helen Mar Kimball, 14 years old, Joseph wanted her mother to fuck. But Heber C. Kimball said, no, don't fuck my wife, just fuck my daughter. We're all in here together. We're all members of the church. We're all brothers and sisters. Don't fuck this one, fuck this one. What is going on in this world? How can you people not look this shit up and not be as enraged as I am enraged? So little Helen Mar Kimball, the woman said, oh, there wasn't any, it was a spiritual marriage. There was no sex. Well, at 15, she had a baby. Facts and the truth. Facts and the truth. Stupidity is in the middle. I don't want to be in the middle. I want the facts and the truth to be right next to each other. So Joseph took advantage of her. He took advantage of Fanny Auger. She was a little servant. I think she was 16. And living in Joseph's home with Emma. Emma found them. I don't remember if it was upstairs or in the barn. It doesn't matter where she found them. They were sexually engaged. Emma, hit her with a broom and swept her out. Joseph took on guardianship of 2 girls out of Canada. Sisters. They were 16. They had money. See, pedophiles like money, like the Mormon Church. $350 billion. Pedophiles love money because money can buy attorneys. Money can change the law. Money can twist. Money can sweep under the carpet. Money can build buildings. Money can erase history. Money can change the facts. It's kind of like the Book of Mormon, the most correct book in the world, but I think it's had over 3,000 corrections, and they weren't periods and commas. Doctrine. What do you do?